Hello to anybody who will be here or who will be watching this in the days to come. Um, but I'm Timmesha Burgess. Welcome to Fireside Chats for Global Women. Just a quick update. I am going to be continuing to evolve Fireside Chats for Global Women, this particular platform. Um, my work originally was created and designed um, to just serve women, but I'm realizing, and I knew for some time, but I'm really seeing the seeds of this truth show up. I don't want to leave my fellas out, and they don't want to be left out either. As a matter of fact, of um, a lot of my tribe has been not only women but men. A lot of this growing, not even my tribe, but these tribe of women and men who speak this language, who align with what I share about mental health, about creating and evolving this idea of New Age mental health, sharing very taboo philosophies about personal development, my own journey to personal development. And so Fireside Chats is going to be reflecting not just the voices, not even just the voices of women, but not just um, sharing philosophies that are not just for women, but for the feminine and masculine energies in us all. All right, in us all. So I will be evolving Fireside Chats. It'll now be the Fireside. It's also the Fireside on Patreon, if you notice. It's been the Fireside for some time. And I looked at Patreon the other day and I was like, okay, it's time to evolve this and make this more yin and yang. But of course, when we started for my ladies, it started that way, but it's evolving. Everything evolved. It doesn't stay the same. So I'm evolving with it. And so is this brand, so is this platform. So Fireside Chats for Global Women will no longer just be for global women, but it will be the fireside. My messages can still be tailored and targeted for women. My messages can be tailored and targeted for men, for children, for animals, the birds, the damn bees, the trees, whatever you want. It's infinite information. It's infinite ancient wisdom. And so it is for everyone. Anyway, that's not why I came on here. That just came out intuitively. I am on live right now. So whatever comes up kind of comes out, but I want to stay on the reason why I decided to go live right now. First of all, I'm excited because it's a little hair on there. You get something that you want to keep it real clean and spotless. So I just got my new ring light, which I'm excited about. And I wish there was a way I could look like exactly so. The camera is here, but I'm looking here, looking at my face, and I want to look more here. So anyway, we'll see who works. And my eyes are crossing while I'm doing that. Okay, so got my new ring light, so I'm loving this setup. I'm gonna be able to go. Nighttime is really my time. I love doing lives at night. I love chatting at night. Most of the time, not even most of the time, all the time, I am up very, very late night. I'm just a late night person. I've never been an early riser. I've always been a late night person. So I'm going to be coming on here late nights, having my days for myself where I get to just be in meditation and get some workouts in and do some creative stuff, do some creating, some writing, strategizing. That's what my days are for. And but I love to be able to be really creative at night. At night, I'm very, very creative. For most of you who are tapped in or are tapped into your feminine energy, your yin energy, um, not even more, but also tapped into your yin energy, you're probably a late nighter too. So we're talking about moon being feminine. So you're the feminine part of us all are very, very creative at night, especially when the moon is waxing or full moon. So you probably have a lot of energy at night. I'm one of those people. And then during the day, you're probably more active, again, doing more writing and sending emails, and you may be doing more exercises, during the day. You may be really, really, on the professional side of yourself in the day, but at night, my creative side comes out. So I'm going to be coming live at night because I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on to my yin energy. I am aligned with the moon. And And I'm excited because my ring light will give me the ability to be able to do that. I had another light, but it didn't work so well. Okay. So let me continue on to again why I came on this live. Again, I'm really, really excited about all the things that's going to be going forward and evolving with Fireside Chats, aka soon to be the Fireside. And I was sitting here, y'all, and I was going through uh, some of the things that I've done that I've not been able to really talk about or share publicly, and not that I've done, but that is being done through me. Things I've been called to do, to write about, to say, um, to create from, to align with, to whatever. And one of them was this opportunity. One of the alignments that came through for me is the opportunity that I had to write an article for a Ghanaian magazine. So this is Bloom magazine. This is created on our mother continent of Africa, particularly Ghana, and it's a magazine that comes out every year in conjunction with the Ghana Flower and Garden Show. Okay, and so um, last year I had the opportunity to have a Zoom meeting with Esther Koba, who is one of the women who spearheads the Ghana Garden and Flower Show, and her communications company is the company that creates Bloom magazine and spearheads the Flower and Garden Show. And so Esther Koba, who is a female, black female, melanin female, who is doing amazing work on our mother continent, one of them being this. I reached out to their company, a few companies I found on this website. It was called what was it? The Public Relations Association for Public Relations. Never heard of it before. But again, these alignments and these activation comes through, and these downloads and uploads come through about what we should do, who we should connect with, who we should be unifying with in order to cultivate this new world that is not coming, but that's already here. And so I was in meditation one morning, and I was talking, to my spiritual guides, my ancestors, the ancient ones, and I asked, what is it that I needed to do? Who did I need to know? And even more so, who needed to know me? And what I have been called to do and create in order to evolve our world and ourselves. So I woke up that morning and meditated, and I was just like, all right, what is the task today? What do I need to do today? Who do I need to speak to today? Who do I need to email today, call today? What is it that I need to do with this power and this purpose? And so I purposely got up at sunrise to meditate. And I sat in meditation for some time. I sat quiet after asking some of the questions. And I saw an image of Google pop in my head. I said, okay. Google, what was it? Communications companies. So I've done this before, but usually I've only ever connected here in the U.S. as far as communications, as far as my work and mission. Usually in the past, I would only connect in the U.S. And so I said, okay, I know my messages and the things that I share here isn't for everybody. Especially sometimes you're not a hero in your own town. You know what I mean? So Spirit said, Google communications companies globally. So that's what I did. When I did that, the Association for Public Relations came up. I never even knew there was an association for PR companies. It was on the website. There was a list of several public relations companies, communications companies, globally, people who um, aligned with the same missions and purposes I do, that speak the same language, that care to not just talk about it, but be about it. And I just kind of went through a list of, I think, maybe 60 companies. But when I got to Esther's company, which is, by the way, Stratcombe Africa, excuse me, Stratcombe Africa. Let me see, how do I do this? I just got my ring light, so I'm trying to figure out how to. Anyway, Stratcombe Africa is the name of Esther Koba's company. And so I saw Stratcombe on the list, and I sent an email basically introducing myself. Now, let me tell you this, before I sent an email, I did all my research on the company. So I emailed 4 or 5 companies. I believe Esther was number 4 on the list. Stratcombe Africa was number 4 on the list. And I did all my research on these companies before I decided to reach out to them. Of course, the research being, do they speak my language? What are they about? What are they doing? You know, where they are? What do they care about? You know, so when I got to Stratcombe Africa, I, of course, Googled Stratcombe. I Googled the founder, which is Esther Koba. You know, I don't just Google the company, because people can say many things on the website, but you know, the people that created it, what was their motive in creating this business? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Right? Because we see a lot of companies out there saying they're doing things, care about things, and there's no real proof of that. So anyway, I need some water. Hold on, my mouth is dry. I'm like, one second. So I Google Stratcombe. I Google Esther, and what I found on, you know, as far as what she was about, her personal life, struggles she came through, why she decided to create a communications company, why she felt, you know, that the voices of the Ghanaian people needed to be heard, what they're doing in Ghana, her mission to support women. Also found that her company partners with, collaborates with the United Nations on Sustainable Development Goals and women's empowerment and women's issues that affect the people of Ghana, and what they're doing about it, and what they care to do about it, what their plans are right now, what their plans are to come. And it spoke my language. And so I sent an email, listened to a couple of interviews that was done by Miss Esther. Again, just learning more about who she is and what she cares about. And I decided to reach out. Sent an email. I told her that I saw a few of her interviews, and what she said in the interviews really spoke to me, because, you know, I speak the same language. I care about the same things, and I'm looking to do some of the same things that you're already spearheading. And so we developed this connection and this closeness over time. I got to know Miss Esther on a more personal, professional level. Also got to know a couple members of her team, Kafui, Daki, I hope I'm saying that right, as well as Miss Khadijah, who are part of the Stratcombe Africa team. 3 amazing women who are doing the damn thing in Ghana. And not just talking about it, but actually doing the work, like actually putting in the tangible action and efforts that are getting things done. They're being a part of creating, again, this new age that's not coming, but that's already here. Women who are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to both their yin and yang energy, their feminine and their masculine selves, their sun and their moon, because they are creating and they are innovating all at the same time. Innovating from our yang energy, our masculine energy, and creating from our yin energy. They are doing the damn thing. And so, so over some time, over a few months, we just got to know each other. We would keep in touch with each other. And the Ghana Garden and Flower Show was coming up. And I had not heard of it until connecting with Miss Esther and Miss Kafui and Miss Khadijah. I had not heard of the festival. I've only kind of ever, you know, I say, you try to be involved on a global level as much as you can, but without the proper connections and channels to those people on the ground, boots on the ground, who are doing the work, you just don't know, you know. And so, but this is something noteworthy. This is something that everybody um, should know about, be able to support, be able to be a part of, to not only support, but to benefit and to benefit from, to offer and to receive. And so the Flower and Garden Show. And so I spoke with Esther on a Zoom call, and I was speaking with Kafui. And I think Khadijah was on that last call. I can't remember. Shouts out to Kafui, Khadijah, Miss Esther, all the way from your girl, Timmesha Burgess, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Shouts out to Ghana. So yeah, so they told me about the show, and again, I had never heard of it, and I said, tell me that you have a newsletter coming out or something like that that people can get their hands on, that can know more about it and read more about what it is you're doing. And Kafui says, yeah, we actually have a magazine that we release in conjunction every year with the show, Bloom Magazine. And so I said, you know, just based on some of our conversations that we had in the past, I said, I want to contribute to the magazine. To the magazine, to the mission, to the purpose, but let's figure out a way that we can get these messages across that we've already shared, and you know, combine that with the purpose and the mission of the Flower and Garden Show, and Garden and Flower Show. Sorry, I said it backwards. The Ghana Garden and Flower Show. I said both of our missions is to empower women, to empower girls. Both of our missions, we all are unified in this idea of, you know, protecting the earth. This idea of living, you know, in conjunction with how our earth reaps and harvests. Sadhguru right now has a campaign called Save the Soil. And I'm just going to go off a little bit. I'm going to come back to the magazine, but I want to not really go off. It's still kind of a line, but Sadhguru Save the Soil mission is actually speaking some of the same things that I wrote about in this article. I can say I wrote it, or the mission that was written through me in this article. And so Sadhguru just recently, now this article, this magazine, Blue Magazine, the flower show was last year, April, I believe it was. Let me see, what's the date? It should be on the front. It was last year. I believe it was April or May. Let me see. Either April or May. Usually the dates would be on the front, but I don't see it. It was last year, April or May. And I'm looking, you know, at Sadhguru's message about Save Soil, and he's speaking the same language. So Sadhguru's mission about Save the Soil, it's ensuring that our soil is rich and fertile. Keep this in mind. Ensuring that our soil is rich and fertile is key to avoiding an ecological disaster. Sadhguru explains the importance of soil revitalization, and shares 5 methods we can use to save soil. So he talked about cultivating with the earth, revitalizing, you know, the soil, you know, being able to revitalize our environment by revitalizing our soil, using organic components. Not just taking from the soil, but giving to the soil. Okay, so this is Sadhguru's recent campaign. If you don't know who Sadhguru is, then please go and find out. Go do your work. Go do your research. Go do your Google. Go to Google. It's a very helpful tool. But through speaking the same language. And so last year, I had the opportunity to write this article, and this is what the article reads, all right? I titled it, Flora and Fauna Speaks. Flora and Fauna Speaks. Okay. So, here we go. The Ghana, first let me show y'all this. Flora and Fauna Speaks. This is the article I submitted. They loved it. They liked it. They included it in their magazine. There it is. So it's not very long, as you can see. All right. So I titled it Flora and Fauna Speaks. The Ghana Garden and Flower Show is a movement for not only health, but wealth. I like it like this. You guys can see the magazine. All right. One that sheds light on the treasures hidden beneath and within Ghanaian soil, just waiting to be discovered, unleashed, and activated for growth. In order to understand how to harness all that lies beneath the ground of one of the wealthiest nations in West Africa, Ghana, one of the wealthiest nations in West Africa, we must first develop a personal relationship with what many know as the flora and fauna of life. To do this, I've asked flora and fauna, the essence of all plant and animal life on earth, to speak for themselves in this written piece. Allow the following message to help you bridge the gap between how we cultivate the relationship we have with planting and harvesting, and the relationships we develop within ourselves and one another. Flora and Fauna says, now let me tell you, I allow Flora and Fauna to speak. In writing this piece, I went into meditation before writing it. When Stratcom Africa said, write what you like to write, we will review it and want to see if you can draw the parallel between our work and our mission of empowering this idea of feminine energy, unleashing suppressed power, and how to do that as it relates to our earth, our soil, our green. We would include it in the magazine. And of course, I go into meditation. And I said, okay, universe, ancient ones, ancestors, what do you want to say? How do you want this to be said? And my spirit said, ask nature itself what it wants you to know. And I asked, I said, what do you want to say? Mama Earth, what do you want to say? Feminine energy, what do you want to say? Masculine energy, what do you want to say? Speak in this piece. And so when I said that I allow flora and fauna to speak for themselves, I really meant that. So the following words to come are what was channeled through me to say and to write. So here we go. So again, I've asked flora and fauna, the essence of all plant and animal life on earth, to speak for themselves in this written piece. Allow the following message to help you bridge the gap between how we cultivate the relationship that we have with planting and harvesting and the relationships we develop within ourselves and one another. So Flora and Fauna says, do you know how it feels to be neglected or ignored in an intimate relationship, marriage, or friendship? You know how it feels when you're neglected in those relationships? Well, imagine how our planet must feel. Mama Earth in all of her glory of producing colors, flowers, bees, trees, oceans, animals, streams, and life-saving nectar. Just for us, and no one's paying attention to her, nor all that she brings to the table. Like, just think about that. As it relates to the feminine energy in which we create, in which we give birth to. the energy that brings life, that gives life, right? That births life. You know how it feels. You know how it feels to be neglected or ignored in an intimate relationship, in a marriage or a friendship. You know how it feels when you're in one of those relationships and you feel your partner is just not giving you the attention. And what that not only feels like, but what that starts to look like within your relationship, how that starts to show up in your everyday. You know how it feels to be neglected, how you feel invisible or unseen or unheard. Your opinions or your values are not validated, like your ship's passing in the night, right? One of those relationships. Well, imagine how our planet must feel, feeling neglected, feeling ignored, feeling unappreciated, feeling undervalued, feeling raped. I just heard feeling raped. The idea of rape meaning only dug into, only taken from, robbed, right? What's another word? Usurped, right? So imagine how our planet must feel. Mama Earth in all of her glory of producing colors, flowers, bees, trees, oceans, animals, streams, and life-saving nectar just for us, and no one's paying attention to her, nor all that she brings to the table. When you're in one of those relationships and you feel like this is what I offer, this is my value, and I'm not getting that in return, giving but not receiving. Ooh, right? She responds just like any woman needing love who feels she's been taken for granted. When she requires attention, she dwindles. I just heard, say that part again. In Mama Earth, feeling neglected, ignored, misused, abused. In any relationship, this yin energy, this feminine energy, feeling raped, ignored, abused, mistreated, neglected. She responds just like any woman or man needing love who feels she's been taken for granted. She responds just like any woman would. When she requires attention, she dwindles. When she commands attention, she rages. And when she's denied attention, either you leave or she will. And I'll say that part again. I'll say that again. Yes. She responds just like any woman needing love who feels she's been taken for granted. When she requires attention, she dwindles. When she commands attention, she rages. And when she's denied attention, baby, either you leave or she will. Like, I'm out. I'm done. Deuces. I'm out. I'm out of this thing, right? Out of this loveless relationship. So I'm gone. I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving. Now, I don't know about you, but I sure want her to stay. And in the words of our late, great Johnny Taylor, who said, it's cheaper to keep her. Right? So a quick confession, I actually wrote and published that message of Flora and Fauna Speaks, Earth Day of April 2021. Yes, I did. However, I would be remiss if I didn't share this powerful insight and perspective with those of you reading this, and in this case, those of you who are hearing this right now. And why? Because the time has come for every woman and man and child to forge an intimate connection within ourselves by way of our beloved planet Because if we don't, our world and every last one of us living upon it will continue to be on the blunt end of global warming, natural disasters, food scarcity, poverty, mental disorder, and illness. We will lose the world in which we have all benefited from due to our neglect of her and all that she has to offer. I'll say that again. We will lose the world in which we have all benefited from due to our neglect of her and all that she has to offer and has offered. And as again, the late great, it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her. The work, however, is to nurture her, not just take from her. Again, I mentioned Sadhguru's new campaign on Save Soil. So here we go. The work, however, is to nurture her, not just take from her. Because as we all know by now, the earth must receive in order to give. The yin energy must receive in order to give. It is a law of nature. It cannot be undone. The yin energy must receive in order to give. Okay? Meaning that when we learn the magic, the alchemy, I didn't say alchemy in here, I wish I did, it's coming to me right now, but I did say the magic. When we learn the magic, the alchemy of planting seeds within her rich, dark soil, the womb, seeds being our lifelong investment of time, love, nourishment, effort, attention, and getting our hands dirty through the process of cultivation, then according to the natural laws of our universe, we must reap the blessings of harvest. I will say that again. The work, however, is to nurture her, not just take from her. Because as we all know by now, the earth must receive in order to give. Meaning that when we learn the magic of planting seeds within her rich, dark soil, seeds being our lifelong investment of time, love, nourishment, effort, and attention, and getting our hands dirty through the process of cultivation, meaning getting in the mud, getting in the muck of it, getting in the grit of it, getting in the dark of it, getting in the thick of it, right in the thick of it, right in the thick of it, right in the thick of it, right? Then according to the natural laws of our universe, we must reap the blessings of harvest. We must reap the blessings of harvest. If we are planting those seeds, we should be reaping the harvest. My philosophy says, I know there's an idea of give without any expectation to receive. Bullshit. No. That's not how the natural laws of this universe work. If you give, you must receive. There's no such thing as giving and not expecting anything in return. That is a bullshit lie that we have been told. In whatever form we've been told it. Growing up for me, I was told that through my practice of religious ideologies, religious doctrine. That's how I was taught. Right? So, hold on. I got a call coming in. So, I hope that didn't interrupt the volume. 1 second. Can I pause the live and come back? I don't want to pause. I don't really want to pause, but I want to take this call. Oh, hold on, let me see. 1 second. 1 second. This is a live. You got to do what you got to do. Hold on. I hope it doesn't go away if I... Okay, I'll just wait for them to get back in if they need to call again. All right. So what was I saying? This idea of giving with no expectation to receive. That is one of the psychological spells that has been placed on us about giving without any expectation to receive. according to the law of nature, to universal law, when you plant a seed, you energetically in alignment are supposed to reap the harvest of that seed or those seeds you planted. It is a law of the universe. It is a law of nature and cannot be undone. The only way that planting seeds and not reaping the harvest has affected us is because has been psychologically. We've told ourselves that we are supposed to be giving without any expectation to receive. This has taught us to be givers and not receivers. And I'm speaking for myself. This has taught us to be givers and not receivers. This has taught us to remain in poverty. This has taught us to not seize opportunities. This has caused us to not speak up. This has called us to always be over giving. Has taught us to be overly humble, to be meek and docile. Oh, yes, just take from me and I just keep giving. This has taught us to be and remain in toxic relationships. This has taught us to accept low-paying jobs, to accept jobs and work that's out of alignment with our power and our purpose. This has taught us to accept crumbs because we don't understand, we haven't been taught up until now, how to cultivate a relationship with the natural law that if you give, you must receive. There's no if and buts about it. If you plant that seed, you must reap the harvest. The issue for us is finding out where we are planting our seeds. Who and what are we giving to? Where are we planting our seeds? Where are we giving away our power and not receiving anything back in return? That's a motherfucking problem, right? And we've been taught to accept this. And so, going back, once we understand this relationship, not even understand, but begin to cultivate a relationship with nature, understanding her natural law, her rhythm, her movement, her language of what must be, of reaping and harvesting, right? Once we cultivate that, in cultivating that, we cultivate the same relationship within ourselves. We learn how to plant seeds within ourselves, within our own lives. We learn how to water the seeds of our minds, of our bodies, of our lives, of our purposes, of our work, of our career. Right? I got a couple calls coming in today. So I got 2 people to call back. Okay? So this is what this is talking about. So I'll keep going. All right, so I'll read that last line. Where was I? So, meaning that when we learn the magic of planting seeds within her rich, dark soil, seeds of our time, love, and nourishment, efforts, and attention, and getting our hands dirty through the process of cultivation, right? Then, according to the natural laws of our universe, we must reap the blessings of harvest. We must. We must. We must. We must. We must. We must. Okay? I like to think about it in the sense of when a man and a woman come together to procreate life. A seed planted in the womb of a woman is synonymous with a seed being planted within the womb of Earth's soil. I'll say it again. Yeah, I hear you guys in my subconscious, consciously. I hear you spiritually and energetically. So I'll read it again. I like to think about it in the sense of when a man and a woman come together to procreate life, to make a baby. Go have fun, baby. All I need is your body next to me. Have fun, baby. All I need is your body next to me. Okay, those just the lyrics. I'm not in any way, form, or shape going on the R. Kelly discussion. This is not that. Okay, I'm just wanting to align with that song. All right. All right, so when a man and woman come together to procreate life, a seed planted in the womb of a woman is synonymous with a seed being planted within the womb of Earth's soil. The way in which we all would care for and nurture our own children is indicative of the way in which we all must learn to procreate offspring with Earth itself. And voila, right? I find it amusing that we as humans have been fighting for resources and wealth for ourselves and our loved ones for so long that we've lost sight of what's been right in front of our faces and underneath our feet and within our own power for centuries. Here we are, fighting for access to high vibrational foods, sustainable living, clean water, and optimal health, when all the while our earth has been standing with her arms wide open saying, "Here I am with all you could ever want or need if you work with me. Come back to me." Here we are, fighting for access to high vibrational foods, sustainable living, clean water, optimal health. Here we are fighting for these natural resources when all the while our earth has been standing with her arms wide open saying, "Here I am with all you could ever want or need if you work with me. Come back to me. Come back to earth. Come back home and work with me. Cultivate with me. Plant your seeds within me, and I will birth your blossoms." Woo! The earth is saying, plant your seeds in me. I want to have your babies. Okay? Right? For my sisters, when you're in love and you meet that amazing man or whoever it is, and you're like, "Girl, he's so good to me. I want to have his babies." Okay? I want to have all your babies. All right? So, right? This is what Mama Earth is saying to us. Here we are trying to find resources and fight for resources, fight for power when it's already ours. But it's ours to cultivate, to do the work, get in the thick of things, get in the thick of it, right in the dark of it, in the shadow of it, in the womb of it, do the work, getting our hands dirty in the process of cultivation. It is here for us all, but we must work with her, right? We cannot just take from her. We must cultivate her with her, right? It's kind of like you can't expect a woman to give birth to a child, to healthy children, if she's not healthy, right? Just trying to find an example. You can't expect, any birthing of anything, that from anything. You cannot birth anything from an environment that is not equipped to birth, right? Meaning it's somehow affected. There is, the soil isn't being nourished, isn't being cultivated correctly. The grounds in which we want to grow something has to be prime, right? Primal soil, right? I just heard in my head, when I think it was in a movie, and the guy was like, it was some woman, and he was really, really into her, and he was like, yeah, she's ripe for baby making, or some crazy shit like that. And this is just a joke, all right, but the soil has to be primed, has to be prepared, has to be equipped, has to be matured, has to be cultivated properly, right? So a seed planted in the womb of a woman is synonymous with a seed being planted within the womb of Earth's soil, the way in which we would care for and nurture our own children. It's indicative of the way in which we are. That's not where I was reading. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay, here we are. My bad. Here we are, fighting for access to high vibrational foods, sustainable living, clean water, and optimal health, when all the while our earth has been standing with her arms wide open saying, Here I am with all you could ever want or need. If you work with me, come back to me. Now, my question to you, to all of you who are listening to this now, is, are you tired of fighting for the wealth and health that, according to nature, belongs to us all? Are you tired of fighting for the wealth and health that, according to nature, belongs to us all? Because I am. I am, y'all. I am. Fighting the shit that already belongs to us all. If you are reading this article, and in this case, listening to me read this article to you, and are attending this year's Ghana Garden and Flower Show, then your answer is yes. You are tired. And you are not alone, because many of us are. As I mentioned, I am. We are here to do the work, right? So if your answer is yes, then you are not alone. May we continue to do the work to plant the seeds of abundance within our inner and outer worlds together. And may we and our future generations forever enjoy the fruits of all our labors. Births, labors, push, plant the seed, birth it. Anyway, so I wanted to read that. Save soil in alignment with Sadhguru's message as well. Flora and Fauna speaks, being in alignment with the mission of Save Soil. Wrote about it, spoke about it a year ago. Here we are coming full circle again. And I wanted to read this because not enough people, again, know about the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. Again, I didn't until I had the opportunity to meet with Stratcombe Africa, the Stratcombe Africa and their team, and their founder, Esther Koba, and their team, Kafui and Khadijah. And I also wanted to read the article, not just to bring light to the festival and the things that those amazing women are doing and that the people of Ghana are doing to cultivate the land. They are doing the work. They're doing the work. But I also wanted to read it because for those of you who speak the same language and also care about doing the work, care about green initiatives and cultivating the land, working with Mama Earth, planting and reaping and harvesting and blossoming and growing and being in the yin and the yang, getting into the dirt of it, into the thick of it, and planting those seeds to create our new worlds within ourselves, our inner world and our outer worlds, then this article is for you. If you want a copy of it, I'm pretty sure, just reach out to me and I can get in touch with Stratcombe Africa and see if they would be willing to sell a couple of copies if you're interested in that and finding out more about the Garden and Flower Show. I'm not sure if the magazines are free or for sale, so I don't really know, but reach out to me and I will find out. And if you guys want a copy, you can get this. And if you want to chat with me more, maybe I said something in that article that really spoke to you and you want me to dive deeper on that. Again, I'm sharing my own philosophies, my own ideas, the things that are activated and uploaded and downloaded into me, to say, to do, to write, to create, to speak about. This is my mission. This is my work. These are my contributions. If you want to go further, let me know. You see, I incorporated elements of journeying into that darkness, into that womb. Of course, my work is journeying into the darkness of ourselves. And not just journeying into the darkness of ourselves, but being also our dark selves. Being within and being of and being from this dark nature, cultivating our own inner darkness. That is my work. To you, to those of you who my messages are for, who my philosophies are for, who my orthodox taboo ideas are for. It is for our own personal development that we really come into alignment with who we are and what we are, and learning who and what we are by working with her, by working with the yin, by working with the feminine essence within us all, men and women, by cultivating and forging this relationship with our planet in a way that inspires us to form better relationships with ourselves and each other. Ooh, it's kind of sexy when you think about it. You think about those seeds being planted within ourselves and giving birth to our purposes and our passions. Ooh, that's some sexy shit. So anyway, how long have I been on here? 50 minutes. That's not bad. It's the longest live I think I've done. I don't know. But I'm going to go now. If you like the article, if you like what was said in it, you want to go deeper again, reach out to me. Email me at TimeshaBurgess@gmail.com. If you want to support more of what I'm doing and the philosophies that I've developed and supporting that to go globally for those that it's meant for, then consider becoming a Patreon on patreon.com/thefireside. You can choose one of the options to become a patron, or you can scroll to the very, very bottom and you can choose to donate any amount you want to donate, contribute any amount you want to contribute. Okay, and any amount is fine. Your donations, your contributions, you becoming a patron helps me to be able to better brand, market, and evolve Fireside. Be able to create more content that is aligned with personal development and mental health in a way that is new age, that is taboo. You like these philosophies, and you can help me to expand them with your contribution. So if you want to do that, you can do that. And let me see what else. More information about how you can contribute will be coming out. Again, now that I have my ring light, you're going to be seeing me much more, particularly at night. I wanted to come live right now because I just wanted to test the ring light out, and I wanted to share this article with you guys, with you ladies too. But you're going to be seeing me at night. You're going to be seeing me mostly at night, but you'll be seeing me more, and we will talk and we will chat, and I will go into the darkness, and I will sit up in this darkness and tell you all the amazing things that is waiting in this shadow parts of you, that is waiting for you to unleash it, to activate it, and all to the benefit of our personal development, right? Getting our shit back is what I like to call it. Going into the darkness and getting our shit back. Cultivating this darkness and blossoming from it, blooming from it, and reaping from all that we sow. All right, I'm done. I'll see y'all next time. Ciao for now.